Hey guys, it's Peyton, and today I'm going to be reacting to the first 11 minutes of The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. I did recently do a video where I reacted to the first chapter, but I think it was just a small snippet of the first chapter. It was only a 2-minute clip of Suzanne Collins reading the book, and today they released an audio clip from the audiobook narrator, and I think it's the full first chapter. It's probably going to have pieces that we've already heard before or have already been released, but I want to see if there's anything new in here, so I thought I might as well get my camera out and react to this for everyone and see if there's anything interesting in here. I'm super excited. I've been waiting like a long time because I was at this burger place, still social distancing. I was in the car, I was eating fast food. I was just waiting. I was waiting for my mom to stop talking to somebody so I could come home and listen to this, and I'm just so freaking excited, so I need to pull it up. Cannot wait to see if there's something in here that we don't know about yet. This is like something that did not get a lot of buzz today. It's been out for Macy, what the frick? My dog's going crazy over here. This has been out for hours and I didn't even see it. It's been on Twitter, but I've had a bad headache all day, still do. So I just really wasn't looking at anything, but it doesn't seem like a lot of people knew about this anyways. So it's kind of weird, and maybe nothing crazy happens in it. That's why no one's talking about it. I just need to go ahead and start listening to it. Even if there's like nothing interesting in here. I just need to know. And I'm probably going to speed it up because I don't want to get copyrighted if I'm going to, and also it's 11 minutes, so I'll slow it down if I have something important to say about it.
Coriolanus released the fistful of cabbage into the pot of boiling water and swore that one day it would never pass his lips again. But this was not that day. He needed to eat a large...
Yeah. This is exactly what we read before in my past videos, so super excited to get to the stuff that we haven't heard yet. Oh my gosh. Oh shit, okay, so that's where it originally stopped, so we're getting into the new stuff now. And it sounds like the chapter was not even over. Oh my god, they just like cut it off in that last video that Suzanne did. Oh my god, I'm so excited. I hope this is new.
Of people putting a price on her. With her long pointed nose and skinny body, Tigress was no great beauty, but she had a sweetness, a vulnerability that invited abuse. She would find takers if she had a mind to.
Invited abuse. A vulnerability that invited abuse. Oh my gosh, I cannot stand this guy.
The idea made him feel sick and helpless, and consequently disgusted with himself. From deep in the apartment, he heard the recording of the capital anthem, Gem of Panem, kick on. His grandmother's tremulous soprano voice joined in, bouncing off the walls. Gem of Panem, mighty city, through the ages you shine anew. As always, she was painfully off-key and slightly behind tempo. The first year of the war, she played the recording on national holidays for 5-year-old Coriolanus and 8-year-old Tigress in order to build their sense of patriotism. So, Tigress is 3 years older than Snow. So dang, frick. Okay, I don't know why I had to say that, but I just did. The daily recital hadn't begun until that black day when the district rebels had surrounded the capital, cutting it off from supplies for the remaining 2 years of the war. Remember, children, she'd say, we are but besieged. We have not surrendered. Then she would warble the anthem out of the penthouse window as the bombs rained down. Her small act of defiance. We humbly kneel to your ideal, and the notes she could never quite hit, and pledge our love to you. Coriolanus winced a little. For a decade now, though the rebels had been silent, his grandmother had not. There were still 2 verses to go. Gem of Panem, heart of justice, wisdom crowns your marble brow. He wondered if more furniture might absorb some of the sound, but the question was academic. At present, their penthouse apartment was a microcosm of the capital itself, bearing the scars of the relentless rebel attacks. The 20-foot-high walls were veined with cracks. The molded ceiling was dotted with holes from missing chunks of plaster, and ugly black strips of electrical tape held in place the broken glass of the arched windows that looked out over the city. Throughout the war and the decade that followed, the family had been forced to sell or trade many of its possessions, so that some rooms were entirely empty and closed off, and the others sparsely furnished at best. Even worse, during the bitter cold of the siege's final winter, several elegant carved wooden pieces and innumerable volumes of books had been sacrificed to the fireplace to keep the family from freezing to death.
Sounds like Snow likes to read. He was sad about the books being burnt. Okay.
Bright pages of his picture books, the very ones he'd pored over with his mother, reduced to ashes, had never failed to bring him to tears.
What?
But better off sad.
Okay, that's weird. Is his mother dead or something? Because he seems to miss her. That's just weird.
Than dead. Having been in his friends' apartments, Coriolanus knew that most families had begun to repair their homes, but the Snows could not even afford a few yards of linen for a new shirt. He thought of his classmates, rifling through their closets or slipping into their newly tailored suits, and wondered just how long he could keep up appearances. You give us light, you reunite, to you we make our vow. If Tigress's revamped shirt was unwearable, what was he to do? Fake the flu and call in sick? Spineless. Soldier through in his uniform shirt? Disrespectful. Squeeze into the red button-down that he had outgrown 2 years ago? Poor. Acceptable option? None of the above. Perhaps Tigress had gone...
Dang, he's like way too obsessed with riches, and I guess it's probably because he's from the capital, but... Okay.
Ask help from her employer, Fabricia Whatnot. A woman as ridiculous as her name, but with a certain talent for derivative fashion. Whether the trend was feathers or leathers, plastics or plush, she could find a way to incorporate it at a reasonable rate. Not much of a student, Tigress had foregone university when she'd graduated from the academy to pursue her dream of becoming a designer. She was supposed to be an apprentice, although Fabricia used her more as slave labor, requiring her to give foot massages and clean clumps of her long magenta hair from the drains. But Tigress never complained and would hear no criticism of her boss. So pleased and grateful was she to have a position in fashion.
Tigress automatically sounds so much better than Snow. Like, she seems kind of cute, like, so obsessed with her fashion, but he's judgmental.
Of Panem, seat of power, strength in peacetime, shield in strife. Coriolanus opened the refrigerator, hoping for something to liven up the cabbage soup. The sole occupant was a metal saucepan. When he removed the lid, a mush of congealed, shredded potatoes stared back at him. Had his grandmother finally made good her threat of learning to cook? Was the stuff even edible? He replaced the lid until he had more information to work with. What a luxury it would be to toss it in the trash without a second thought. What a luxury trash would be. He remembered, or thought he did, being very small and watching garbage trucks operated by avoxes. Tongueless workers made the best workers, or so his grandmother said, humming down the streets, emptying large bags of discarded food, containers, worn household items. Then came the time when nothing was disposable. No calorie unwanted, and no item unable to be traded, or burned for heat, or tucked against a wall for insulation. Everyone had learned to despise waste. It was creeping back into fashion, though. A sign of prosperity, like a decent shirt. Protect our land with armored hand. The shirt. The shirt. His mind could fixate on a problem like that, anything really, and not let go. As if controlling one element of his world would keep him from ruin. It was a bad habit that blinded him to other things that could harm him. A tendency toward obsession was hardwired into his brain, and would likely be his undoing if he couldn't learn to outsmart it. His grandmother's voice squeaked out the final crescendo. Our capital, our life. Crazy old woman, still clinging to the pre-war days. He loved her, but she'd lost touch with reality years ago. Every meal, she'd rattle on about the Snow's legendary grandeur, even when their fare consisted of watery bean soup and stale crackers. And to hear her tell it, it was a given that his future would be glorious. When Coriolanus is president, she often began, when Coriolanus is president, everything from the rickety Capital Air Force to the exorbitant price of pork chops would be magically corrected. Thank goodness the broken elevator and her arthritic knees prevented her from going out much, and her infrequent visitors were as fossilized as she. The cabbage began to boil, filling the kitchen with the smell of poverty. Coriolanus jabbed.
He's cooking cabbage and he says, filling the kitchen with the smell of poverty. This dude is living so far in the past. He's remembering when they used to be rich, and all he can focus on is getting rich, not because he wants to like help out his family and crap. He wants to look good. He wants the appearance of being rich. He doesn't want to look shabby in his clothes. Like, oh my god. Also, his grandma said once he becomes president, all things will be better. Like, bitch, he does become president. Oh no.
At it with a wooden spoon. Still no Tigress. Soon it would be too late to call and make an excuse. Everyone would have assembled at the Academy's Heavensby Hall. There would be anger to deal with, as well as disappointment from his communications professor, Satyria Click, who had campaigned for him to receive one of the 24 coveted mentorships in the Hunger Games. Besides being Satyria's favorite, he was her teaching aide, and doubtless she would need him for something today. She could be unpredictable, especially when she'd been drinking, and that was a given on the day of the reaping. He'd better call and warn her, say he couldn't stop vomiting, or something, but would do his best to recover. He steeled himself and picked up the phone to plead dire illness when another thought hit him. If he failed to show, would she allow them to replace him as a mentor? And if she did, would that weaken his chance for one of the Academy prizes presented at graduation? Without such a prize, he had no way to afford to go to university, which meant no career, which meant no future. Not for him, and who knew what would happen to the family? And the front door, warped and complaining, scraped open.
That's it? Dude, that's it. Oh my gosh, what do I even say about that? Looks like he literally is about to call being like, I can't come in right now. I don't have like a good outfit, and you know, like I'm poor and I don't want to look poor in front of all these rich people, so blah 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 blah. Yeah, I don't have too many like amazing thoughts about this. I'm definitely intrigued. He's definitely not a person that I personally like coming from this, but seems like his main goal right now is getting money so he can go to university and continue to upgrade his life, like get a job, whatever. Like he just wants money. He wants power and money, and he does not want to be looked at with poverty. He literally hates that he can't have trash because he has to use every bit of food, like, or they will die. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. I guess just growing up in the capital, like, that's embarrassing for them to not need trash, and like the fact that they need the food that they have. And I don't even know. I'm sorry that this video is probably gonna suck. Like, it's mostly just me listening, but let me know what you think about this. I'm really excited to get into it and see him meeting the District 12 girl. I have a theory that we might have like a dual point of view situation where the District 12 girl also, you know, has her own point of view in chapters. I was really hoping we would get a hint of that, but I don't know. I just doubted it, but it's definitely really weird to get his point of view. And even in his poor state, he's privileged, and he's like, his mindset is just, I don't want to be poor because the appearances is just so embarrassing. I don't know. I guess it can be embarrassing if you're in that situation, but he's not thinking about it in the way that one should. Like, you should just want to help your family. He also doesn't seem to like his grandma. I'm not really sure what was going on there. Like, she was just doing a little speech about the gem of Panem. Like, what the frick was she talking about? I guess the capital. He spoke a lot about how the war really screwed up the capital, especially with them and other people, other families were rebuilding a lot, but his family never really bounced back after the war with the districts, you know, the dark days. And then the Hunger Games started up, and he just said like the last decade has just been really hard. That makes me worry that he is going to be really angry. I don't know, like we already know his future and how he's really terrible to obviously the district children, but it's just, I don't want to see him like be so freaking terrible and be excited to see them die or something. And I don't think he's at that stage in his life where he's excited to see them die, but he kind of has a motive at this point because the whole war, it's the reason why he's poor right now. He probably has some animosity towards them because of that. And he doesn't seem to really want to be a mentor. He's more doing it because he wants the benefits that he could get out of it. And I don't think he's prepared at all for whatever is about to happen to him while he mentors this girl. Is he mentoring the District 12 boy? Like, I don't know. I think I remember saying like they all did it individually. I might be completely wrong. I would have to look back on that original excerpt we got, but I definitely think his world's about to change because all he cares about right now is getting the money and like moving up. And I feel like this mentoring situation is about to throw him for a crazy whirlwind loop where he's not expecting it, and maybe he feels somewhat of empathy for this girl when he starts to talk to her. I really don't want a romance or anything. If anything, maybe a slight friendship, and then maybe she betrays him or something. I would love if she betrays him. That'd be so freaking cool. Does she die? Haven't really figured that one out yet. Some people say she dies and other people say she doesn't. I kind of want her to be the victor, but don't really know. Let me know what you thought about that, because all you really get from that is just Snow talking about his home, his current stage in life, and I really want to just get this book in a week and see what happens to him, because we're getting like a vision of what he is at this point in his life during the 10th Hunger Games. But this is just the starting point. And I think some crazy shit is about to be thrown at him, especially because it's like a 500 something page book. So crazy shit's about to go down. I'm sorry if this was a super boring and pointless video. I couldn't help but react to it because I'm just so excited. And all things Hunger Games is pretty much happening on my channel right now. So if you hated this video, whatever. I don't care. I was too excited. I had to like do this and just talk to you guys. Let me know just anything. Like, let me know anything about this book that you're excited about, because I don't even know what to think. I'm really hoping that we get dual point of views. I feel like that'd be so cool, but just because I want it, I feel like it's not gonna happen because normally things I want don't happen. I'll just end this video. I'm so sorry that this was like so pointless, but it's fun for me to make videos about the Hunger Games. It's my favorite thing pretty much ever. It's fun for me to ramble about it, so if you enjoy it, I'm glad. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Like it, comment down below. Have a good day. Please subscribe. Make sure to follow all my social medias, which are linked down below. And go click the bell button, which is right by the subscribe button, which you should have already clicked. And goodbye.